The Reapers had finally come. That was the second biggest threat, the first being this kid if he became a pilot. My 1 hour of iPad time was cut short by James. We eventually find Caden, and despite my efforts to go unseen, he notices me. I guess there's not a lot of people rocking this lesbian haircut. I met with the Illuminati from Multiverse of Madness, and after scaring their thongs off, threw a rave that got a bit out of hand. We started for my ship, only stopping to give directions to tourists. I found the kid from earlier, and after seeing his flying skills, a Reaper would be allowed on my ship before he was. In the next firefight, I was kind of getting my ass kicked, so I turned up the difficulty. It's not enough for them to be kicking my butt, I want to feel them inside of it. I got to my ship. Anderson wasn't coming since my mic cut out. He's not coming since he's brave. We traveled to the fourth planet from the sun, finding Liara traveling through the vents. I personally use hallways and elevators, but maybe I'm the idiot. Another battle was about to begin. James got so excited he ran the complete opposite way. The facility we were at held the plans for the plot essential weapon key to defeating the Reapers. It's a good thing the Protheans kept their blueprints in Google Drive. Fighting through the research station was as eventful as the first 45 minutes of the first Transformers. We eventually found this artifact, and after all getting pics for the gram, found someone else editing on our Google Doc. I chased after, and they would have escaped, but thankfully, James hasn't quite mastered parallel parking. Similar to how Caden hasn't quite mastered being a semi-competent soldier. I took down Robocop's sister and headed to the hospital. We couldn't go see Caden, there just wasn't time.
Might have time to go by the medical center.
Like I said, no time. I found this lady.
Well, I'm camping out.
Honestly, I'm not upset she didn't invite me to go camping with her. I'm an adult, I can take rejection. I met with the council, and they wouldn't redeploy all their military forces for my benefit just because I said so. How selfish. The Turians would allow me control their military if I rescued their lost rabbi or something. On second thought, maybe I don't want their army. On the ground, I found this broken comm tower. I had James fix it. If it was a sewing machine, dishwasher, or something that was more her specialty, I'd have Liara do it. Speaking of broken things, one time my friend's car was overheating. We changed the coolant and dumped water on the engine, but nothing cooled it down. We decided to take advantage of this situation by cooking up some eggs. His car was still broken, but at least we had a balanced breakfast. While finding the rabbi was a top priority, we could definitely find time to assist the Turians. On second thought, finding him is more important. We did, and he would only come to our multiracial gaming night if the Krogan were invited. The Krogan were known rangers, but who hasn't gotten mad at a video game or tried to hang themselves with an HDMI cable after getting second place in Fortnite? After only 5 minutes of Halo Land, problems started to arise. Accusations of screen hopping, spawn killing, and the serialization of one's race. Rex wanted us to unclip his people's balls, but they wouldn't have been clipped had they not looked like they were about to eat everyone. The key to this was on the Solarian homeworld. After some trouble at customs, we went to the basement, where instead of Mongolian children, they were keeping this lady. She wasn't one of those Russian dolls that gets progressively smaller. She was the key to me getting a bunch of Turians killed. We went to leave. Thanks, James. I thought that was a coffee machine. We found the Solarian, who had the sticky detonator from Halo 4, and then momentarily switched to Titanfall. After we fought that Titan, the female Krogan said #feminism, and we left, with things 50 times worse than before we arrived.
There's more work to be done. I need time to synthesize a base antigen from the female's tissue.
I understood like 60% of those words. I took a break from the action and went to Earth on a budget. I found this guy who had overslept. Most people oversleep by a couple of minutes, but he decided to sleep in an extra 50,000 years. What an overachiever.
Commander, you may count on me.
I didn't think there were any squad mates left in the galaxy. I thought I had killed them all. The next mission saw us going to Tachanka, which sounds more like a Decepticon than a planet. We found Imagine Dragons, who hit even harder than Radioactive did in 2012. As strong as they were no match for the color red. Who needs Turians? Give me a Honda Civic and a couple of these things, we'll have the whole Reaper situation under control by the time Joe Biden falls off another bicycle. These Turians had discovered a bomb on Tachanka, one that could kill a lot of Krogan. Back to the serious issues, like what color my armor should be. Continuing our road trip on Tachanka would be difficult due to this Reaper who just invited himself. We asked him what he'd do to a soccer ball, and when that didn't work, came up with a plan that had little chance of success and a high casualty rate. On the ground, we tended Krogan mass and everything was going well until we found this road under construction. I swear, those construction companies look at your schedule and choose the most inconvenient time to work on the roads. This Turian proved Andrew Tate right about women pilots, but on the bright side, we got to explore the Krogan Art Museum. On the not so bright side, it sucked. If you got a preschooler, put them in a sensory deprivation tank, and then shot them 37 times, it would make better art. We got picked up, however Reeve forgot to put on his anti-sea rhinoceros undergarments. So did the Reaper. I forgot to mention it, but E.T.'s grandma said not to cure the genophage. I couldn't in good conscience do that. Thankfully, Paddock Wicks tripped. Why am I holding that pistol? What pistol? I Skyped the Solarian counselor who told me Ambassador Odino was stealing tax money. Can you guys believe it? A corrupt politician?
Ah, Shepard!
That's my name. I found the counselor, as well as someone who shows why kids should be bullied. Terrorists are invading and people are dying, but it's never a bad time for some go-karting or go-crashing. You know what I want to do? I want to go to a random wedding, and when the priest asks if anyone has any objections, I'm going to stand up and say, I do. All dramatic like. It'll be almost as dramatic as Caden. I tried shooting him, but the sun was in my eyes, so I hit Udina. It's like when you shoot your shot with a girl, and she says no, but all her friends are hotter. I met with the Sandy Cheeks wannabes who told me that they needed my help. Everyone's always asking me to do stuff for them, but when I need my dick sucked, no one's around. We flew through an ongoing battleship game and boarded this guest ship. I needed the Koreans to win. There was a lot on the line. More specifically, the $20 I bet. I shut down the ship's weapons, which were actually being powered by this friendly guest. How immoral, using other people as free labor. Why didn't I think of that?
All ships open fire.
The Koreans must have forgot we were still on board the ship. That's not a problem, we all forget things. Just right now, I forgot the Genocide Convention of 1948. Our new guest friend isn't just an extension cord, he also doubles as a taxi driver. A jack of all trades. Ladies, get yourself a man like this. The Koreans had lost one of their admirals and needed me to find him. How do you lose an entire person? I get losing your keys, or your wallet, or losing your 7-year-old kid in a Walmart. Only finding him years later, now known as Walmart Man, the superhero who finds kids lost in grocery stores and returns them to their parents. It's a work in progress. We found this AA gun, and I tasked Edie with disabling it, since she's a computer herself. Maybe they can compare code or discuss why my Mac sounds like a helicopter every time I download something. With the 9/11 contingencies offline, we took out the Ark Obelisk. The Admiral then sacrificed himself just so we would save his crew instead of him. That really wasn't necessary, we could have made 2 stops. For a job well done, the Koreans gave me the laser detonator from Halo Reach. Is it possible to return a gift? We dropped a bomb in this Reaper, and it was so much fun that we did it 17 more times. Again, that's my name. As fun as nuking that Reaper into the next Mass Effect was, it wasn't nearly as enjoyable as letting the Koreans go extinct. After getting to meet Optimus Prime, I took a trip to the Citadel where the Asari counselor gave me these classified documents simply because I asked. Or it could have been the bomb strapped to my chest, who knows. As I was going to leave, I ran into Rex, who decided to challenge the Koreans and who could be more dead. To honor him, I changed my armor coloring to match his. Or I think I did. I never really paid attention to him. He'd say stuff and I'd be like, huh? Yeah, sure Rex. Whatever you say. For the sake of honoring his death, and making this video longer, I decided to do the mission Rex had given me 2 genocides ago. We would be joined by these Krogan, who I guess didn't get the news that I had doomed their entire species to extinction. I found one of those letters from TikTok and made sure to read up on fire safety regulations so I could break them more efficiently. I found this cool bug, and I had planned on freeing it, but it talked so much that I didn't want to hear it speak ever again. On our way out, we found 3 Ravagers. Not a problem, I've taken out a dozen in the past 20 minutes. That works too. So far I've killed Solarians, Krogans, Taurians, Corians, but no Asari. I'm collecting bodies like a coroner. Speaking of Asari deaths, we went to their homeworld where we saw the Reapers causing more than I was. I'll stand for that the same way Stephen Hawking stood for the national anthem. This airship kept firing missiles with extra emphasis on the miss. I saw the cast of How to Train Your Dragon, now all grown up, and entered this Asari church where I made sure to break everything that looked valuable. We found this Parthian AI, which didn't play music, didn't dim the lights, and wouldn't tell me the corniest joke in existence when I asked for it to tell me something funny. I was almost happy when Kailang stole it. I was even happier with my front row seats to Reaper mitosis. We needed to get that AI back because it held the key to building a really big megaphone. The plan is to give it to the Reapers, where they'll blow us away with their amazing singing ability. And it'll turn out they're not evil, just misunderstood. It's a work in progress. We knew where Cerberus was thanks to the pygmy girl that had snuck on board. Almost makes me feel bad for all the time she was like, Commander, I've got to lead on something interesting. And I just ignored her. Or when I forgot her in Walmart. And that one time I strapped her to the Normandy like a pirate figurehead. I promise, I'm a good leader. We went to the Cerberus facility, and thanks to our Spotify premium, we were able to skip the lines. That, and everyone in a 500-meter radius was dead. Everyone except Miranda's sister. For the losers that didn't watch my Mass Effect 2 video, Miranda was one of my squad mates. If I had to describe her, she's the type of person to make me become Jewish, so I could throw a bar mitzvah and not invite her. Or at least she was. We found Oriana being held at gunpoint by her dad. We all go through hardships, just earlier I did lateral raises. One of our situations is obviously more traumatic than the other. It's the person with sore shoulders. Armed with Cerberus' location, we went to make the elusive man's butt sore. That's meant to be an indirect way of saying be a pain in the ass, but it came off as let's run a train on the leader of a terrorist group. Looks like someone inverted the controls. I sat in the elusive man's chair, which is something I wanted to do for as long as I could remember. Approximately the 15 seconds I've been in this room. Mr. Uses a sword in the year 2183 showed up, and we gave him some bullet-sized reasons on why he should upgrade. We came here for the AI, but we left him and started our final assault on the Reapers. I'm surprised this many ships showed up. I expected a couple banana boats, a pirate ship, and maybe a jet ski. The battle in space was going as expected, but the battle on the ground was even worse. I know we talk about the bravery of firefighters and people that tell their barber they don't like their haircut, but that's nothing compared to what I'm going through.
Come on! Come on, yeah!
Maybe if he screams a little louder, he'll scare the Reapers away. I showed this Reaper my new invention, Yellow, then Shepard asked for extraction, specifically human extraction. Why couldn't it be Corian, or Krogan? Oh yeah, I killed them all. We got chauffeured to this base where I went to call my friends.
Yes, Commander. Is there someone you'd like to reach?
I'm done.
Oh yeah, I killed them all. Speaking of killing, now's as good a time as ever to talk about the beta males I've been fighting. Meet the cannibal. With a face not even a mother could love, and enough fat to stop a bullet, a nice reference to the American people, they're only sent in when Marauders are too expensive. Like when a Make-A-Wish kid wants to meet Robert Downey Jr., but that's too expensive, so he meets Stanley instead. Next are the Banshees. Not the cool plane from Halo, but these anorexic, tree-looking, I don't even know what to call them. They wake up every morning and think to themselves, how can I waste no games, ammo, and time today? If I had to choose between fighting one of these things, or having my ass ate by Clash Royale's Royal Hogs, my plans are going to be an all-you-can-eat buffet. There's also the Brutes. They're chill. There's also the Husks, but they're very forgettable. Like that load of laundry you put in the washer. Speaking of, I'll be right back. You know all those times that a game was improved by forcing a player to move like they had all their bones snapped and developed severe osteoporosis? Yeah, me neither. I found the elusive man, and I went to shoot him, but he distracted me with the color purple. Thankfully, I don't miss a third time. Except in Halo Snipers. Remember failed pilot child? Well, he was back, except a whole lot more translucent. He said I had the ability to control the Reapers, but like Kanye said, one good girl is worth 1,000 bitches. I don't know how that correlates, I just like the line.